As Mercedes AMG-Petronas head into the 2020 season in Formula 1, we look back on their dominant decade in F1 to pose the question, is this the most dominant team in Formula 1 ever? With 6 straight Constructors and Drivers' Championships, there's no doubt Mercedes are currently the team to beat in 2020, and that has been the case during a majority of their time in Formula 1, but it wasn't in the beginning.
Yeah, it was fantastic today on the day of the shakedown to see the first car in 2010 and now the last car of the decade. Shakedown went well, and it was a decade of many ups and downs. It started with more downs, but then we recovered, and in 2013 from then onwards we had a very remarkable run of 6 consecutive championships.
The year after Brawn GP and Jenson Button's successful 2009 campaign, the purchase of the team by Daimler AG and Arbor Investments saw a Mercedes team name return to Formula 1 for the first time since 1955. The 2010 season also saw the return of the great Michael Schumacher to join fellow countryman Nico Rosberg as the driver lineup for the newly formed Mercedes AMG-Petronas Formula 1 team. Unfortunately for Mercedes, the season was a struggle, as they failed to hit the heights Brawn did the year before. Mercedes stumbled to 4th in the Constructors' Championship, while number 1 driver Nico Rosberg picked up 3 podiums as he finished 7th in the Drivers' Championship. The season that followed was no better for the team, as they again finished 4th in the Constructors' Championship with 164 points, but this time without a single podium or pole position. It wasn't until 2012, the same year the team name changed to Mercedes AMG-Petronas, that they finally achieved both their first pole position and victory for 57 years, when Nico Rosberg clinched both at the Chinese Grand Prix. However, the team was unable to build upon this success and ended the season 5th in the Constructors' Championship. In the year that followed, the Mercedes we know today were beginning to form. Both Lewis Hamilton and Toto Wolff were acquired, and the building blocks were now in place to attempt to compete with the Sebastian Vettel Red Bull juggernaut. 2 Grand Prix wins from Nico Rosberg, followed by Lewis Hamilton's first for the team at the Hungarian Grand Prix, helped Mercedes clinch 2nd spot in the 2013 Constructors' Championship, finishing 6 points ahead of Ferrari. Enter the hybrid era. One of the most significant F1 rule changes in history rocketed Mercedes into the history books, the introduction of the V6 power units. Of the 19 races that season, Mercedes topped the podium on 16 occasions, with Hamilton picking up 11 race wins and Rosberg 5. Not only did Mercedes storm to the Constructors' Championship with over 700 points, Hamilton and Rosberg also finished 1st and 2nd in the Drivers' Championship respectively. It turns out this was a sign of things to come. 2015 saw almost a carbon copy of dominance, Mercedes finishing on 703 points, Hamilton earning his 3rd Drivers' Championship, and Rosberg once again clinching 2nd place in the Drivers' Championship. Everyone knows the story of 2016, Nico Rosberg's crowning moment. For the team, the story was the same. 2 elite drivers who simply couldn't be touched in the Drivers' Championship. 765 points were earned over the course of the campaign for Mercedes, with Rosberg edging out his teammate Hamilton in a heated season which came down to just 5 points. Following Rosberg's retirement at the end of that campaign, Mercedes had to find a suitable teammate for Hamilton, who could maintain their dominance at the top of the F1 table. 668 points later, they had done so. Valtteri Bottas fought his way to 3rd in the Drivers' Championship in his debut season at Mercedes, as Hamilton went on to clinch his 4th title. This Hamilton-Mercedes supremacy continued in 2018, as the British driver picked up a whopping 400 points to win both his 5th Drivers' Championship and Mercedes their 5th consecutive Constructors' Championship. That takes us up to last year. Hamilton again leading the way, with Bottas showing his class to earn Mercedes a 1-2 in a Drivers' Championship and earn them their 6th consecutive championship. Since the introduction of the V6, no one has even come close to toppling Mercedes, but is this the most dominant F1 team to ever exist? Well, they've now matched Ferrari's record of 6 consecutive Constructor Championships. During that time, Mercedes have proven that it's achieving team-wide success, with its drivers finishing as 1st and 2nd in the Drivers' Championship on 4 different occasions. In contrast, Ferrari only achieved that feat twice. When looking at the percentage of race wins across dominant eras in the sport, Mercedes again come out well on top. Over the Turbo V6 era, Mercedes have won a mind-blowing 73% of all possible races, whereas the McLaren team of the late 80s, early 90s, who won 4 consecutive titles, and the Ferrari era at the turn of the millennium, both only won 61% of their races. This Mercedes dominance doesn't change if you look at the number of podiums per race, where they're once again higher than all others. With the 2020 season fast approaching and Mercedes still the team to beat, plenty of records are in sight for both the team and star driver Lewis Hamilton. It will be hard to topple the team this coming season, but when they do eventually get beat, should this team be remembered as the most dominant to have ever graced F1? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.